Good morning, everybody. Welcome to week 8. Can't believe that it is week 8 already. Hope that you are staying safe and staying well. We are in the last week of the sports and leisure unit, and then we are going to be starting the last unit of the year. You guys will be done with 8th grade. I'm out on a beautiful walk with Mr. Jeffrey. We are lesson planning.
Ciao and hola.
Remember that it's super important to be active and stay socially engaged while at a distance. Make sure that you're staying on top of all of your work for your classes. This week, I'm going to be changing the grades in the portal. If you have an M for missing assignments, I'm going to be moving that to a 0. This way you see what your grade would be if you don't make that work up. All right, made it down to the inlet. Behind me is Bellport. You guys can wave to yourselves. All right, that's going to do it. We're going to start today's lesson. So we are looking at irregular past tense verbs as well as the verb went. All right, without further ado, here's today's lesson. Okay, everyone. So as always, it would be very helpful for you to have Monday's notes either open in front of you in another tab or printed out so that you can follow along. Today we are continuing our conversation on the past tense, and I know many of you had a lot of questions last week about how it's put together, so I want to do a quick recap just so that we have a firm understanding of what the regulars look like, and then this week we're also going to look at the irregular past tense participles. Remember that there are two things that we need for the past tense. The first is a form of avere, and the other is our past participle. When we conjugate avere, we say io o if I'm doing it, tu I if you are doing it, lui or lei ha if he or she is doing it, noi abbiamo for we, voi avete for you all, and loro hanno for they. Next, we change the are ending to ato. If it's an ere verb, it changes to uto. And if it's an ire verb, we change it to ito. So now let's take a look at this in actual practice. I have 3 verbs, mangiare, ricevere, and servire. Mangiare means to eat. If I wanted to say I ate or I have eaten, I need a form of avere. So let's take a look at io. What is the io form of avere? It's io o. Now I'm going to drop the are ending and add ato. Ho mangiato means I have eaten or I ate. Here's all of the are conjugations. You might want to pause the video just to write them down. For ricevere, we follow the same pattern, conjugating the avere verb, but changing the ere ending to uto. Again, I recommend pausing the video so that you can write these down. Finally, let's look at the verb servire, which means to serve. If I want to conjugate in the past tense, again, I have a form of avere, and the ire becomes ito. Hopefully by now you're recognizing the patterns. If not, go back and watch last week's video or reach out and talk to me one-on-one so that we can get you caught up. This week we're going to be focusing on irregular past participles. So as always in Italian, we have some words that don't follow the norm. Take a look at this chart. We have leggere, fare, vedere, scrivere, perdere, vincere, correre, aprire, and chiudere. These are just some examples of verbs that do not follow normal past participles. So let's take a look and learn them. So we know that leggere means to read, and the past participle is not normal, so it's not just drop the ere and make it uto. Instead it becomes letto, which yes, I know letto means bed, but it also means read. So if I wanted to say I read, I would say io ho letto. Next we have fare, which means to do or to make, and the past participle is fatto. Vedere means to see, and the past participle is visto. Next we have scrivere, which means to write, and the past participle is scritto. Perdere is to lose, and the past participle is perso. Vincere means to win, and the past participle is vinto. Correre means to run, and the past participle is corso. Aprire means to open. The past participle is aperto, and chiudere is to close, and the past participle is chiuso. Now let's apply these words to some sentence examples. Pause the video, try and translate them on your own, and then we'll go through them. Okay, let's see how you did. Yesterday I did gymnastics. Ieri ho fatto la ginnastica. Last week you opened the window. La settimana scorsa tu hai aperto la finestra. He saw the game 2 months ago. Lui ha visto la partita 2 mesi fa. We read the book last summer. Noi abbiamo letto il libro l'estate scorsa. You all ran this morning. Voi avete corso stamattina. They wrote the letter last night. Loro hanno scritto la carta ieri notte. The team lost the game last year. La squadra ha perso la partita l'anno scorso. Last week, many of you were confused as to why la squadra is singular and uses a instead of ano. Yes, it is a group of people, but remember, like familia, even though it's many people, it's still one singular unit. So therefore, it is just one thing. The team, it lost the game. Now, I don't want to throw too much at you, but let's look at the word went. This is a verb that uses essere as its helping verb, and then uses a past participle that changes its ending based on number and gender. I know that's a lot, so let's break it down and take a look at this chart. You're going to want to pause the video and fill this in. Next year, you're going to learn a bunch more verbs that use essere as its helping verb in the past tense. Luckily for 8th grade, this is the only one you need to know. Just like the other past tense verbs, the helping verb tells us who is doing the action. If it's io, then it's sono. Tu, sei, lui, lei, è, noi siamo, voi siete, and loro sono. The big difference is that the past participle changes based on who is doing the action. If the person doing the action is one boy, we use andato. If it's more than one boy, we use andati. If we use one girl, it's andata, and a group of girls is andate. This is why I told you it was so important to remember your adjective endings. Notice, they are the same as masculine and feminine, singular and plural. You'll find notes explaining these from units 1, 2, and 3. If you're a little stuck, go back and take a look at those notes. No pausing the video this time. I'd like to explain these sentences as we go through them. You'll see a lot of recall from the community and neighborhood unit too. Let's look at the first sentence. I went to the store. We know that the io form for essere is sono, so my helping verb will be sono. But now we need the past participle for went. Andare in the past participle, when singular, is either going to be andato if I'm a boy or andata if you're a girl. For you went to the game, the word you is tu. The helping verb for essere is going to be sei. But because we don't know the gender of the person we're talking to, andato or andata is acceptable. In the next example, we know the person's gender. It's he. What's the he form for essere? It's lui e. And the form of andare in the past participle is andato, because it's singular and it's male. So lui è andato al cinema. She went to the pharmacy. Well, now we know that it's a female. Lei è andata. It's andata because it's agreeing with the subject she. Are you with me so far? Let's make it a little bit more complex. Here we have a plural. We went to the mall. Noi is the word for we, and our helping verb is siamo. Noi siamo andati al centro commerciale. We use the masculine plural when we have a group that we don't know which gender it is. The same will be true in our next example. You all went to the park. Voi siete is our helping verb. The past participle for andare is going to be andati. Voi siete andati al parco. In the sentence, the students went to the school, again we have a group where we aren't told the gender, so we'll default to the masculine plural. The students would be they. Loro sono andati alla scuola. Last, we have Maria and Johnny. Remember, when it is a female and a male, we go to the masculine again. Only when we have two females do we go to the feminine plural. This sentence would be Maria e Giovanni sono andati alla gelateria. If you were able to stick with me through this lesson, then congratulations, because this is some high school level material. If you need some help, watch the video again. And if you're still stuck, please feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to call you and have a conversation to try and get you unstuck. Just so you know, all missing grades will be entered in as a 0 by the end of the week. This way you know what assignments you need to make up and what your grade will be if you don't make them up. Hope you guys have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week.